It started with a headache. Nothing dramatic. No warning sign. Just an ordinary Tuesday evening. A 22-year-old student sat alone at her desk, surrounded by textbooks and half-empty coffee cups. The glow of her laptop reflected in tired eyes. Exams were approaching, and sleep had become a luxury. She pressed her fingers against her temples. "My head is killing me," she whispered. She reached into her bag and pulled out a familiar silver strip of tablets. Paracetamol. She swallowed 2 tablets with water and returned to her notes. Within an hour, the pain eased. Relief washed over her. She didn't think twice. The next morning, the headache returned. "Probably stress," she muttered. 2 more tablets. That night, 2 again. By the 3rd day, nausea crept in quietly. She ignored it. By the 4th day, she stood in front of her mirror and froze. Her eyes looked yellow. She leaned closer. "That's strange," she whispered. What she didn't know was that deep inside her body, something had already begun to collapse. This is the story of what paracetamol really does to the liver. And how one of the safest medicines in the world can quietly turn dangerous. Paracetamol, also known as acetaminophen, is one of the most trusted medications on earth. It sits in kitchen drawers, in hospital cabinets, in handbags and backpacks. Parents give it to children for fever. Doctors recommend it after surgery. Pharmacists dispense it daily without hesitation. It reduces pain, lowers fever, feels harmless. And at the correct dose, it is. But medicine is not defined only by what it does when used correctly. Its true nature is revealed when the line between safe and too much is crossed. Because when swallowed, paracetamol does not simply vanish. It travels. And its destination is the liver. The liver sits quietly beneath the ribcage, large, powerful, tireless. It is the body's chemical factory. Every pill, every drop of alcohol, every toxin, they all pass through this organ. When the student swallowed those tablets, the paracetamol entered her bloodstream and flowed directly to her liver. There, something remarkable happened. About 90% of the drug was processed safely. The liver converted it into harmless compounds, preparing it for elimination through urine. Efficient. Controlled. Safe. But a small portion, about 5 to 10%, took another path. It entered the CYP enzyme system. The CYP pathway is a specialized metabolic system designed to break down substances that the body cannot easily handle. Through this pathway, paracetamol is transformed into a toxic compound called NAPQI. Under normal circumstances, this is not a problem. Because the liver is prepared. It produces glutathione, a powerful antioxidant. Glutathione binds to NAPQI and neutralizes it instantly. Threat eliminated. Crisis avoided. But that protection depends on one thing. Dose. As the student continued taking tablets over several days, something shifted. The safe pathways in her liver began to saturate. More of the drug was pushed into the CYP pathway. More NAPQI was formed. And glutathione, her liver's protective shield, began to run out. It was like a city under attack. The defenses were strong, but designed for small threats, not a flood. When glutathione stores became depleted, NAPQI was left unopposed. It began attacking liver cells directly. Binding to proteins. Damaging cellular structures. Triggering cell death. This was no longer routine metabolism. This was acute liver toxicity. And the most dangerous part? She still felt mostly fine. Within the first 24 hours, her symptoms were subtle. A wave of nausea. Light sweating. Mild fatigue. She dismissed it. Probably stress, she told herself. But inside her liver, cells were dying. By 48 hours, the destruction accelerated. The liver's ability to detoxify blood began to weaken. Clotting factors dropped. Metabolic processes faltered. Toxins accumulated. Then came the visible signs. Severe abdominal pain. Dark urine. And the yellowing of her eyes. Jaundice. Her body was signaling distress. Her liver was in crisis. For most healthy adults, the maximum recommended daily dose of paracetamol is 4,000 mg. 500 mg tablets within 24 hours. But many experts recommend staying below 3,000 mg to provide a safety margin. Toxicity risk rises sharply when doses exceed 7,500 to 10,000 mg in a short period. And danger hides in unexpected places. Cold medications. Combination pain relievers. Flu syrups. People double dose without realizing it. The liver does not judge intention. It only reacts to chemistry. Now the story introduces another twist. Alcohol also uses the CYP enzyme system. When someone drinks regularly, their body produces more CYP enzymes. More enzymes mean more conversion of paracetamol into toxic NAPQI. At the same time, chronic alcohol consumption reduces glutathione reserves. More toxin. Less defense. It becomes a biochemical disaster waiting to happen. Even doses that might seem moderate can become dangerous under these conditions. When the student finally went to the hospital, doctors ran blood tests. Her liver enzymes were dangerously elevated. They began treatment immediately. The antidote is called N-acetylcysteine. It works by replenishing glutathione. If administered early, ideally within 8 hours, it can prevent catastrophic damage. But time is critical. If intervention is delayed, liver failure may progress beyond repair. In severe cases, only a transplant can save the patient. And not everyone survives long enough to receive one. Paracetamol is not evil. It is one of the most valuable medicines ever developed. It has reduced suffering for millions. But it is powerful. And power demands respect. The real danger is not the medicine. It is ignorance. Read labels carefully. Track total daily doses. Avoid mixing with alcohol. Never assume that common means harmless. The liver works silently every second of your life. It asks for nothing. Until it can no longer protect you. And by then, the damage may already be done. The smallest pills can carry the biggest consequences. Med Uncovered. Because what you don't know about medicine can hurt you.